let's have a conversation. What's up, y'all? I am here. What is happening? So I just want to continue to do this because I have been telling people all summer that I am migrating my reality TV content to my other page, Mindful Reality. Let me actually give me 1 second. Give me 1 second. I'm here. There we go. You see the ticker on the bottom, so I don't have to keep repeating this. I'm letting everybody know because I know a lot of people that will want to follow my page for my Big Brother coverage, for my challenge coverage, for my Survivor coverage. I know a lot of those people were not here during the off season because the off season is not as hot figuratively. A lot of people were not here during the off season to know that I have created a new channel called Mindful Reality, which is on the bottom of the ticker. And from now on, I'm going to be putting all of my reality TV stuff there. Shout out to Kamisha Reviews. I did her mentorship program, and that was a suggestion that she gave me. So credit to her for that. There's multiple reasons why I have this other page. Okay, so this page, as you guys know, is called Music and Mental Health, which is interesting because it has become a page that I have used to cover reality TV. And it's great that I have a lot of people that randomly found me here, but they kind of found me randomly. And they had to look through my page. And it kind of reminds me of when I used to work at Sears. I used to work in the Sears men's department over here in New York, in the mall, like many years ago. And I remember something that my manager, who I did not like, but something she told me that was true, was like, Mark, when people come into the store and they come into the men's department looking to shop for the clothes, confusion is going to turn them off from the shopping. So in her context, it was like, if you are not keeping everything organized and the pants are in the shirt department, the shirts are in the pants department, and the belts are on the floor, or the wallets are not where they're supposed to be, and that's not where it's supposed to be, and they can't just walk in and clearly be like, this is the shirt rack. Everything's in order, small, medium, and large. This is the pants section. All the pants are nicely folded and where they're supposed to be. And I can see they're in order of the waist lengths and all that kind of stuff, as it applied to the clothing store. And that's true because I didn't care because I worked there and I wasn't that good of a worker. But as a customer, if I walk into a store and I don't clearly know everything's where it's supposed to be, I'm like, you know what? I don't really like this store, so I'm leaving. So, as it pertains to my music and mental health page, somebody might come on here for mental health content and then be like, well, what does Big Brother have to do with that? What does the challenge have to do with that? Or somebody might come on here for my reality TV content and wonder why a lot of times I'm covering other things or I'm doing like different types of topics that are just pertaining to mental health. They're like, I'm here for the Monte I'm here for the bear snake. I'm not here for this. So, in order to take away that issue and to make it easier to find me when the season starts, I have created the second page that will 100% be just for that niche. 100% just be for that. It's not going to be for anything else. So when you get on there, you can be prepared to see all of the stuff that I do for all of the shows in one place. And the goal is that now it's going to be easy for people to find me. I'll be more easily recognizable. And then when I want to do interviews with castmates, and either the castmate themselves or their manager is like, show me your page, they can clearly go on the page. Okay, Mark has, here's his interview section. He interviewed Ayana, Wes, Alyssa, Sam, John, Brennan, whoever. Hopefully Kuzi and who's the other person? Gabler and Shuby coming up. Yeah, it'll be easier for them. It'll be easier for fans who are looking for a page that has certain information. It's like, I can check Mark for that on this page because he's going to provide that information. So my goal is to build that page up. A lot of my 2,000 plus followers from this page, I can't say all of them because I gained an extra 1,000 subscribers in the off season, but the first 1,000 were mainly people who followed me for my Big Brother coverage. So I'm hoping to enjoy a similar amount of success. I'm sorry if Dite, I saw your comment, but I was just kind of getting into my talk. Hello, Mark. I sure will see you on the other channel as well. As always, peace and blessings to you and the family, and same to you and yours. I'm sorry, I saw that comment like 5 minutes ago, but I was just kind of in the mode, in the zone of what I was saying. Yeah, so I'm gonna have that channel. I'm actually going to upload soon, hopefully this week, my interview with Sam from the Circle. And the Big Brother season is starting next week on August 2nd. Let's see. This week, they're having the Big Brother special, the 25-year anniversary special that they created. And I think that's going to be on Wednesday. So I'll probably do like a recap of that, possibly. I don't know 100%. I don't know if I'm 100% going to do a recap of that. But that's going to be happening on Wednesday. So we have all been clamoring for some Big Brother since it's so late this year. But all of that is going to be on the other page. Once again, it's going to be on the Mindful Reality page. August 2nd is premiere night. August 2nd is premiere night. Checking my calendar really quick. That is next week, Wednesday. So Big Brother is going to premiere next week, Wednesday. I think they said the premiere is pre-recorded. I'm not going to be on that night doing a recap or a review or anything because I'm going to be at the Big Brother premiere party, which is being hosted in New York City. Azza is the host. I know a lot of the BB23 cast is going to be in the building. I'm going to try, if I can, to get like live coverage. Sometimes it's hard in the building because reception is up and down, but if I can, I'm going to get some live coverage. But if I don't, I'm definitely going to have some pre-recorded coverage for y'all. What else? Oh, on my other channel, I have a breakdown up there, a breakdown up right now of the schedule changes for Big Brother, Amazing Race, Challenge USA 2, and Survivor. Because of the fact that Big Brother is starting late and Challenge USA 2 is getting added to the roster for the fall, once Amazing Race and Survivor start, Big Brother's time is going to shift. Big Brother's times are going to shift. What are they going to shift to? Instead of Sunday 8 p.m., Wednesday 9 p.m., and Thursday 9 p.m., in late September going into early October, they are going to shift to Sunday 10 p.m., which is going to be 2 hours later, Tuesday 8 p.m., which is a whole different day because you guys know Amazing Race and Survivor both come on Wednesday. So it's going to push Big Brother out of that Wednesday slot altogether, and it's now going to be Tuesday 8 p.m. And the Thursday show, which is typically 9 p.m., Eviction Night, is going to change to 8 p.m. And I explain all of this in detail on my other page. It's up there right now. I explained it earlier during my lunch break, so you can check out a full breakdown that I have over there. Hope all is well. Make sure you list this channel on the reality page and the other channels on this page. This will lead viewers to the channels. Good idea, Tammy. I didn't think of that. I'll definitely add the other page to my description, and I'll add on the other page, I'll add this page to the description. I still plan to do things for this page. What's exciting for me, though, is that I'm not dropping this page because music and mental health are still my primary focus. TV is entertainment. Now, from August until about November or so, at this point in time, there's so many shows to cover that I'm going to be spending probably more time on that page. But here's the thing that I learned. And I'm honest about this. I'm always honest when I make these lives. I don't pre-think about them. I just talk and tell you the truth. I learned that I could hop on here during the season and have a guaranteed 100 people on my live. Guaranteed. I can hop on here at 5 p.m., 8 p.m., 2 a.m., 5 a.m., any time of day or night. I turn on this computer and turn on this live, and at least 100 people would be on here. No lie. At least 100 people would get on here to hear whatever I had to update them about the show. During the off season, it's not like that. There's times I'll hop on and see a 0 or a 1, and I just keep talking, and I know my main people are going to catch it later and drop me some comments later. So I'm prepared this time that for these 3 months, I'm going to maximize my viewership, my engagement, and all that good stuff on my Mindful Reality page. I'm going to be spending a lot of time on that page. But the other 8-9 months out of the year, when there's not a bunch of shows for me to cover, I'm going to be dedicating the majority of my time to this page, mental health topics, because that's what I do with my day-to-day. Like I said, reality TV is a hobby for me, not a job. It doesn't pay enough for it to be a job for me, and it's not consistent enough for that. But yeah, that's just my update on what's going to be happening. A reminder, even though I've said it several times on this live, just to recap that again, my reality TV coverage, which right now includes, let's see, what shows do I watch? Big Brother, The Challenge, Survivor, The Circle, The Traitors whenever it comes back, And who knows, I might add shows to that roster, but that's all that I have covered thus far. All of that content upcoming is going to be going on my Mindful Reality page. I would like for you guys to follow me there. And because this page is going to be not having that stuff on there going forward. This page is exclusively going to be mental health content, and the other page is exclusively going to be reality TV content. Now, to circle back, I do want to talk about this page, how this page formed, how I came up with the name for this page. You guys have seen the life coach that I had on here, Shar. I've had her on here twice, I believe. Yep. She was one of my first interviews on this page, if not the first. And she did another interview with me last year, and that one was live. So we worked on a lot of things in those life coaching sessions. And so she was asking me, when we were trying to figure out some things with regards to career, she was asking me, like, what is a thing that you would do and never get paid for it, right? So I was like, writing down some things, and I'm like, it always comes back to like music and mental health. So I'm like, what's a cool name that merges those two things together in some cool and fancy way? And I'm sitting there racking my brain on this name. What can I call it? What can I do with it? And then I'm like, you know what? I can't think of anything. Music and mental health. What's wrong with that? So I called the page Music and Mental Health. I uploaded some mental health topics, and I was getting a little bit frustrated because I was like, I'm putting all this time and effort into putting this content up. I think the content is of high value, and I think that it's something that people need. It's something that I could have used when I was at my worst, but nobody's watching it. So by happenstance, I ran into Big Brother, started covering that. But then as I was doing like live feed parties and interacting with people, they started telling me about their lives. And they started asking me about my profession. They started telling me about their anxiety disorders and their depressions and things that were going on with them. And I was like, isn't this interesting? But I think it's also not so interesting. I mean, it's not so coincidental, because I think that a lot of us who really love these shows, we're fascinated and interested in watching the people, how they operate, how they sometimes relate to us, or how sometimes the house guests potentially remind us of people in our lives, good or bad. For some of us, watching these shows takes us out of our problems for a little bit. You know, like I know when I was deeply invested into Big Brother last season, I was going through the struggle with caretaking for my dad. It was really hard, but jumping into the show and feeling like I was on the couch, but I was part of the show in my own way, made me feel excited and just made me feel like, you know, I'm just invested into this thing, into this big machine that helps distract me from all the things that I have going on in my personal life. And I think that's the case for a lot of people. So it made me realize that some people are here for Big Brother, or, you know, whatever show that I cover. Some people are here for mental health. Some people are just here for me. But I'm creating a platform for each of those things, for all of those things. I'm still going to keep up with the mental health content. I'm still going to have the reality TV content. And as always, I will keep you guys in the loop if anything changes. But right now, right now, I said this on my other page yesterday, doing this for my dad, because my dad was very, very persistent about the things that he wanted to get out of this life. There's nothing that he wanted to get that he didn't work hard and make sure that he was able to get that thing. And that's something, his persistence, I have it in some areas. Like, you guys see me doing fitness all the time. If it comes to like getting stronger, being able to finish a fitness competition, things like that, I'm very persistent with that. I always work on myself when it comes to that. But when it comes to other things, it can be hard for me. I'm not as persistent with other things. So with this channel, I'm now out there. I started a Reddit page. Follow me on there if you have Reddit, by the way. Mindful Reality on Reddit. Find me on Reddit. Follow me on there. I've started to post my content for this YouTube page on Facebook groups and things. I've started to tell people, hey, follow me. When I made business cards, show you guys a little bit of that. Second, I made some business cards. So when I go to these events, pass out the business cards to the other fans, and to some of the house guests of the various shows, and let them know I have a podcast, I do interviews. I've been persistently in people's inboxes like, hey, I would love to have you on my channel. I have a surprise that I'm not going to say yet, because sometimes the people on my membership who have subscribed to my page know that I have a lot of people who have said they will do things that have not. So I have stopped making too many announcements. I kind of like to make announcements now when they are locked in. But I'll say that what I am working on and hoping that will happen is two things: a Challenge USA premiere episode recap with either one or two challengers. I'm figuring that out. I'm in communication. It could happen. I'm hoping it'll happen. I'm putting that out there. And the second thing, what's the second thing? Oh, the second thing is the event that I'm trying to hold, which is a challenge watch party, which might not necessarily be relevant to the page. However, I'll probably, if I'm able to manage that, I probably would go live. I probably would go live at least for a little bit for you guys to see. Not the actual show itself, but for you to just kind of see the watch party and who I have in there. And the person that I've been speaking to or communicating with for that is Chanel from Survivor 42. If any of y'all know Chanel from Survivor 42. And I'll also say, since I think he's a pretty straight shooter when it comes to this, I did have an interview scheduled with Shuby. Shuby had to cancel it. He let me know that he was actually busy for the month, traveling and doing different stuff. Shuby from The Circle. If any of y'all watch The Circle, you know who Shuby is. And I think that, I don't know if anyone else came for 2 different seasons. Probably. I probably can't remember. But he's like the face of The Circle to me, honestly. I'm going to be interviewing him in early August. I have my interview with Sam from this season upcoming. I mean, I did the interview. It's just upcoming that I'm going to be uploading it. As soon as I get it, as soon as I get my hands on it, it's going up on the other page. Oh, I'm sorry. I feel like I'm rusty at this. Hit the like button, please. Yeah, I feel like I'm rusty at this because I'm so used to these off-season lives that nobody was joining, or very few people were joining. Y'all were here. That's not for you, but there was a lot of people that weren't joining the off-season lives. So now I have to get used to reading the comments while I'm on, because I remember a lot of people told me the thing that I loved about your live versus the other lives. Well, a couple of things. They told me they loved that I'm non-biased. I am not like strongly and heavily for one side or the other. I just call it like I see it at all times. And they said they love the engagement portion of it, how I read all the comments. I remember that when this thing was on and popping and I had like 400 people in here and the comment section was just on fire, I must have read at least 75% of the comments. I didn't get to all the comments. And some people were like, man, you're skipping my comment. I'm like, I'm trying the best I can. I have to watch, read, and talk at the same time. And I can only do so much. But I get to as many of the comments as I can. I respond to all of them, except for the trolls. Trolls, I'm just letting you know in advance. You're going to be blocked if you're trolling me. You're going to be blocked expeditiously. You're going to be blocked expeditiously. I do not respond to trolls. That goes for trolls that are fans. That goes for trolls that come from other pages. Trolls, period. I don't need you. I don't care about your commentary. Even though it somewhat helps boost the algorithm, if you argue with me in the comment section, the algorithm gets a boost. But aside from that, don't need you for my page. You're getting blocked. You won't be able to comment on my live, depending on what it is. I'll clarify that, because somebody was saying repeatedly that I blocked them because of them having a different opinion than me about a show. And I would never block somebody for having a different opinion about a show. Because you know why? You know the proof of that? If you were here during the Big Brother season, I had a couple of people that came there specifically to either argue with me about Jailer or argue with me about how I'm not supporting Monty, and I should be. There was a couple of people that were there just for that. And I basically never agreed with anything they said all season. And I even had people in my inbox telling me to block them. And I'm like, well, people are entitled to their opinion. I didn't read all their comments for sure, because sometimes when you just have a one-track mind and one-track focus to where you're throwing the conversation off, I'm not going to read what you're saying. But I'm also not going to block you just for having a different opinion. Now, if your opinion is like very divisive, racist, sexist, or you're clearly trolling me, you are out of here. You're out of here. I feel like I was a little bit nice last season, a little bit too nice, and I'm not going to be as nice this season. I know that every page is going to have people that like them, don't like them. You know, it's not even like of the 2,000 and whatever subscribers I have that all 2,000 are like, oh, I'm a big fan of this guy. There's people that will just follow the page just to see what you're doing. But yeah, the comment section is a different thing. The comment section is definitely a different thing. Yeah, you heard that coming from my mod. I think you are my first mod, MC, if I'm not mistaken. It was either you or Holly. But I believe it was you, but my memory is not serving me. But you were either the first or second person that I made a mod on this channel. So from an OG mod You're hearing it from an OG mod. Be respectful or else. Dun dun dun. I'm leaving that up there for a little bit. Be respectful or else. What does respectful mean? Don't be taking personal shots based on a television show. I know we all watch shows and we get emotionally invested in the shows and the characters, but keep it on the show. Keep it on the show. I'm going to make a post just specifically about my rules. I really am. A whole separate one, because this will get lost in the sauce and some people are not going to even listen to this or hear this part since we're half an hour in. But I'm going to make a separate post where I state this. Respect the host, because I'm the host of this channel. I am the creator of this channel, and you know what? I'm not asking for something that I don't give. I give everybody respect. I'm not somebody who curses people out, embarrasses them. Oh, Chocolate, yeah. She was one of the first mods as well, for sure. Chocolate was one of my first mods. Blocking is your friend, for sure, for sure. Do not feed the trolls. Yeah, but I don't ask anything that I don't give. I give everybody respect. And if you don't respect me, you're gone. Just no questions asked. Respect the other people in the chat, because that's what this community is about. You can have a different opinion without attacking, without insulting, you know, without taking personal digs. I'm all for debates. Listen, if we as human beings all thought one way and nobody thought different than anyone else, what we wouldn't even be, there's no point in me covering these shows, because it's like, oh, I like this person. Well, me too. If there was some kind of unanimous thought process and unanimous thinking, then these shows wouldn't exist, because what fuels the shows is having a variety of different people who come from different backgrounds, different ethnicities, different religious beliefs, different genders, different everything. Come onto the show, watch the show from their own unique perspective. And their perspective gives them different insight. Like, for instance, you might see somebody on the show that is going through something that somebody from one background might not understand, but you understand. You might see somebody coming on there from your hometown or from your area, so you can relate. Oh, this is how a person in this region talks or acts or whatever. And somebody else that is watching from Australia is like, what is going on? What's up with the lingo? Why are they saying such and such? You know, like, and all of that gives us this big melting pot where we can all come together. And even though this is my channel, it's not like I know everything. It's not like everything that I say is right. But what I can say is, like I said, I respect the people even on the show. Even though I was just telling somebody the other day, you can go through my whole channel, and the only time you will see me talking about a person on a show that I don't like is basically while the season and the show is going on. If I don't like them, I'm not dedicating off-season energy to making posts about them. They're done. I'm not going to talk about them anymore. Y'all have seen that. I will only talk about the ones that I like, that I have a reason to keep following, and that are providing me something that makes me a fan of theirs. If I'm not a fan of theirs, I don't even talk about them. So in the same sense, if I consider you as an enemy of mine, or somebody that I just don't like or don't respect, I'm not talking about you. You don't exist. That's how I do in my personal life as well. Like, if you're somebody who's for me, somebody who's my friend, or even if you're not my friend, a friendly acquaintance, or even just somebody that I like or respect, we don't even have to be friends. I will follow you, support you, like you, whatever. But if you're not in that category, my life keeps moving. One thing I've learned about this life is it moves, man. It moves. So it's not worth every ounce of energy that you spend on things that are not making you happy, things that are not making you money, things that are not making you feel fulfilled, things that are not helping with your health, physical, mental, emotional health, is a wasted amount of time. What's up, Janice? Enemy and energy put together. Why would you give me that tongue twister? I already have a hard enough time as is. Sometimes I get so into what I'm saying that the words that I'm thinking and saying don't align. I'm thinking of two words at the same time and they just merge together. I love this community, honestly, MC. I love this community. I used to be in support groups, like mental health support groups. I used to attend one, and I used to run a couple of them. And I used to get a lot from doing that. I'm no longer in those groups. I'm in a different position. I'm in a different company at work. So that's not one of my job responsibilities anymore, running groups. And I don't really have the time anymore because I don't have the time to attend those groups either, because at the time I was attending them, I wasn't working, and I've been back working full time for the last 3 years. So this has become like a support group for me. I hop on here. I could be having whatever type of day, good, bad, whatever. Listen, I remember when I told all of you that I was going to be taking time off of the page 2 times. One time I took time off of the page because of family leave and trying to get some things together in terms of my emotional health. And another time I took a little break was because of my dad passing. So during those times, even though I did need some time and space, I was thinking at times like I miss my page, I miss my community. Like it's kind of therapeutic. Yeah, hey Janice, it's been cool to kind of be on here the last few days and see. Well, I can't even say you guys are new names because y'all have been here all season. Actually, almost everybody here has a membership, so this is my regular crew. Shout out to my crew. I hope y'all are ready. I hope y'all are ready to talk Big Brother. For those who watch the challenge, to talk the challenge and to fight off all these extra people that are going to come on talking their stuff, saying whatever. I remember that I saw like a whole blog about me that someone had sent me last year, and I was like, whoa. And I read all the comment section, and the comment section had all this commentary, and I'm like, I've never seen these names before. But then I was like, man, thanks for giving me a list of my enemies here so I can block everybody who made comments on this post. And then I was also like, you haven't made it yet on the internet till you have a random video about you that you're tagged in that you've never seen before, and people with opinions of you that have never commented on your stuff. That's when I was like, I am a star at this point. I am a rock star. Yeah, so the upcoming Big Brother premiere. This will be the second time. Well, the other event was not actually a Big Brother event. It was just a party. It was just Big D's party. This event is an actual Big Brother event. So this will be my first actual, this event is just for Big Brother, right? So I'm gonna see all those same people again. Big D is gonna be in the building. Hannah, Azza, all those same people that I was there with that night are gonna be there again, and I'm gonna talk to them again. And you know what else? I'm gonna get back on live again, and I'm gonna talk about my experience with those people. My experience does not have to do with who they are in their personal lives or an attack on this one or that one. It's my interactions that I have with the people that I see. If I see Brittany and she's a certain way, I'm going to say, this is how I experienced Brittany. This is how I experienced Michael. This is what happened when I spoke to Amira. I'm not going to see them again or speak to them again until the next event. So it's not personal. I don't know them. The only way I could say anything personally about one of those people is if I was their friend in person. I don't care about gossip websites. You know, I was a little bit into the tea, obviously, like, especially right after the season ended. I was interested in, like, what's going to happen with Monty and Taylor. How long is this? What's it called? I can't even think of the name right now. How long is this jailer thing gonna last? Like, what's gonna happen with this thing that's happening with Indy and Terrence? And is there gonna be this lawsuit? Is this gonna happen? And is that gonna happen? Yeah, I was interested in that stuff for like a month or so, maybe a month or two when the season ended. But generally, I'm not like that. There's nothing. I would be perfectly fine with any one of them looking and watching all of my videos during the season, because I'm going to say this when it comes to people who go on those shows, and no disrespect to them, because I've never been on a show, obviously, so I know that there's some burdens that comes with coming off of a show and going onto the internet and seeing all these different people with different opinions about them when they're like, I was in this environment that you guys have never been in. I've had experiences in there that you won't understand, etc. That's fine. But I can appreciate the people who are like, you are allowed to have an opinion of me and the things that I do, and you don't have to be in unanimous agreement of everything that I do and say while on the show for me to want to communicate with you after the show. Because I am never going to be that. I am never going to be that guy who watches something. I could like you all the way up until a point. You're doing all these things that I like, and then a conversation comes up. You say something crazy, and I'm like, that was a crazy thing to say. Does it mean that I've turned and flipped on you? Not necessarily. It could just be an observation of what was happening at that time and how I felt about that thing that happened at that time. I'm not the unanimous agreement person that makes my page into a stand page. Who you telling? People were mad at me for that. Like, I'm trying to destruct black love, this, that, and the other. I remember saying something clearly about that specific relationship, because I refused after the comments I got to even post about them anymore. But I said, I hope for the best for Joseph and Taylor. I said, there are some people who are following Joseph and Taylor for jailer, which means for a lot of them, they're not specifically even supporting each of them. They're supporting jailer. So if jailer doesn't exist, they're gone. So I said, I wish them the best individually. If the best is for them to be together over the long term, whether I see it or not is irrelevant. I don't see it, but I was like, if they stay together and they're happy, they're in love, great. If they split up, it doesn't change how I think about either of them. I still respect them. I still like them. People were like, man, it was like sports fans. Like I watch sports, and it's like how it was when I went to the Sixers game in my Raptors jersey. It's like, yo, you can't say anything bad about this person, or you can't have any objective thoughts about this person. If you're even the slightest bit objective, you're the enemy. But actually, a funny thing that people did not share with Taylor, because I think that my like a clip of my thing was shared with Taylor out of context. if if people were not trying to spark things up that weren't there, I mentioned that when I saw Taylor, I had the opportunity to speak to her for a few minutes. I told her, I was like, I experienced bullying when I was in elementary school. I told her that I went to an all-white school, or like a mostly white school, when I was a kid. I told her that when I saw what was happening to her the first few weeks in the house, I was disgusted by it. And it kind of triggered me because it brought me back to that place where I was being mistreated and misunderstood. Um, I even showed her my I Am the Point shirt, if y'all remember. I told her that I have a YouTube page, and I told her that we were all sitting up on that YouTube page the night before, watching the live feed and watching her come up with that epic speech. I told her the speech was so inspirational. She saw the I Am the Point shirt. Remember when she said, I'm not here to make a point. I am the point. I put that on a shirt. I wore that shirt to one of my fitness competitions, and I took out the picture of it and I showed it to her, and she was like, that's awesome. And she explained to me about her experience. And she was, this is actually on video, as a matter of fact. Like, I didn't, people think I posted every single video that I had of that night. I did not post everything. I posted some things. I posted like 10-15% of the coverage that I had. But yeah, I was talking to her, and she was just telling me, like, I'm glad it did that for you. And she said that she has spoken to a lot of people who said similar things, and she didn't really want to be the face of that, but it just is something that happened, and it was kind of traumatic, and she's glad to be out of there. And that was the end of our interaction. You know, all this was said within 5 minutes, 6 minutes. It wasn't a long dialogue, but it was a nice dialogue. And I said this then, I felt like she was sitting in that VIP section for so long because she was protecting her mental health. You know, that's fair. She had just come off the show. She was the winner. The season was like a very hot season, and I've heard that she got a lot of nasty comments in her inbox, like crazy things that were being said to her. So I could understand her wanting to come somewhere and be low key. That's all I was saying. Now, again, I didn't speak to Joseph. I didn't get a chance to speak to Joseph. I saw him on the floor 2 times, and neither of those times I have an opportunity to speak to him. That turned into people spinning it into this huge thing about I hate Joseph. I can't hate somebody that I don't know. He didn't do anything on the show to make me hate him. He didn't do anything at the party to make me hate him. I don't hate him. I like him. He's a nice dude. I don't know him. I don't know him personally. So it was literally just a comment. People said, "Oh, did you talk to Joe?" No, I did not talk to Joe. "Oh, so you hate Joe because you're saying that he wasn't available for you to talk to, so you hate him." Like, no, I'm saying that I didn't talk to him because he was in the VIP quite a lot. It is what it is. You know, like, and then some people showed, yeah, I was at the birthday party. And the funny thing is, like, some people got on Twitter, it's like tagging me on Twitter. Check this out. I got a picture with Joe. I got a picture with Taylor. I have a picture with Taylor. You guys saw my picture that I have with Taylor and Tiffany in the picture. I didn't get a picture with Joe. And I was like, I think I said that I didn't see him on the floor and I didn't see anyone get pictures with them. And then people were showing me like, yo, I had this picture, I had that picture. Um, if you saw the things that I put up, I wasn't looking at that. I wasn't just standing there like looking at them the whole night. I spoke to everybody. I spoke to almost everybody. I spoke to Aza. I spoke to Hannah for quite a bit. I had a long conversation with Tiffany. I spoke to Big D several times. Polly from Big Brother. Who else was there? Cinco. There was other people there. My point being, I was mixing and mingling. So it's not that I was watching them the whole night, like I'm just looking at just them. It was just that the corner that I happened to be standing in was right next to where their booth was in the VIP section. So I was standing right there. So what I was saying was that every time I looked up, I saw them there, whereas I saw the others moving around more onto the main floor. That doesn't mean that nobody got a picture, or like I would have to see if anyone else got a picture or spoke to them. It just means that I can say with some authenticity that they spent a good amount of time in there, and that's their prerogative. It's a birthday party. It's not like it was a paid event that I know of that they had to interact a certain amount of time, but my opinion is my opinion, my perspective is my perspective. Thank those trolls for that, because now I'm at a point where I'm like, I'm gonna be me and do me unapologetically. I'm a person that operates on respect. I don't make things up, but I'm gonna have different perspectives than everyone else, just like everyone else is gonna have different perspectives from me. And the goal for us is to kind of meet in the middle somewhere where we have an understanding of each other. Or maybe you might tell me, hey, I would love to, you know what? I said this at the time. I'm like, I would have loved to get on this live with one of those people who claimed that they had a different experience and talk to them, to hear them say, this is where I was standing on the floor. These are the conversations that I had. This is what I said to so and so, and this is what they said to me. This is how often I saw them on the floor. Cool. It's not life or death. What does that, like, how does that change my life or your life? I went to this thing in Philly. I was there for a few hours. I came back home. The next day I went to work. My life was no different. Other than having some like weird internet infamy all of a sudden. But aside from that, when I'm not on the internet, I have my everyday day-to-day job, my regular 9 to 5. I go to the gym, I pay bills, like this stuff doesn't change my life. Going to these events and talking to these people and meeting these people, it's just like a fun thing to do for me, because it's like, it's pretty fun to watch somebody and comment on them and then get a chance to see them in person and be like, this is what I thought. Those have been some really cool conversations that I've had with people. I could name numerous conversations. If you watch the challenge, I remember when I met Johnny Bananas last year or 2 years ago, and I told Johnny, I was like, I'm a lifetime West fan. He was like, oh, I'm sorry, man. And I was like, to be honest with you, Johnny, I never liked you up until Total Madness, when you and Wes like ended your beef and worked together. And he was like, I can understand that. I'm kind of an a-hole. And we actually had a great conversation that night. We talked for a while. We talked about different seasons and different things that he did. And it was pretty cool. And I've had other people who I enjoyed their show careers a little bit more, and I was able to just tell them I'm a fan. Like when I met Hannah, I was kind of geeking out in my head. It probably didn't seem like it, but I was just like, oh, this is really Hannah. Like Hannah's somebody I really admired from the show. Yeah, but it's just like I go there, I meet these people, I go home, and people who have like never met these people are ready to ride or die for them. They've never met them, they've never spoken to them, and just trying to cause divisiveness and beef and all this stuff. And I'm not for that. And that was my little mini rant on that. But once again, thank you to all the people who are a constant sort of source of support, who helps this page get monetized, and have been here through some great times, some fun times. Y'all remember the most popular lives of my season last year. Monty Wears the Headphones and Monty Wears the Headphones Part 2 were all-time classics. Where we jumped on the live and dissected everything that happened in the aftermath of Taylor taking the headphones off of Monty's ears. Goodness gracious. Those are my two most popular lives. But yeah, my page now is monetized, but my goal is to get my new page, Mindful Reality, monetized. So if you got nothing from this live of me rambling, get this. Starting next week, all of my reality TV posts and my Big Brother updates and my challenge updates and all those other reality TV updates will be on my new page, Mindful Reality. So you see the spelling on the bottom of the page. Tammy gave me the suggestion to put it in my description on both pages, which I will be doing. And thank you all for being a constant source of support. I appreciate each and every one of you. And what else here? Yes, thanks for that reminder. Your comments after the post help. So if you're on this post right now, drop me a comment. It's going to help in the algorithms. And I hope everybody has a great night. Please go check my other page right now if you want to know about the changes to the scheduling in the fall for Big Brother, Challenge USA, Amazing Race, and Survivor. And I'll chat with y'all soon. Good night. I want to take this time to thank everybody for their support of myself, Mark, and the music and mental health movement. Please take this time to like, comment, subscribe, and hit the notification bell to get notified of when I drop some more great content. Thank you.
So you literally were one of my very first followers. And then when you followed me and I, followed back, I was like, this dude is cool. Like,
if they say talk to your manager, you just say, you know what, talk to the hand. You don't need to be on my podcast. But yeah, dude. Yeah, you do a great job.
Thank you. I always get a kick out of talking with you on Patreon. You have a really good, view on everything.
That wasn't planned.
You know what? But I like this Canadian.
Well, thank you.